Welcome to the fourth lecture of the Price Hansen Technologies module. We'll now be talking about the Pfitzmann and Hansen terminology. My name is Leonardo Martucci and I'll be guiding you in this slidecast. The Pfitzmann and Hansen terminology is a terminology for talking about privacy and data minimization. And you may ask yourself, why do we need a terminology? The purpose of the terminology is to create this common vocabulary for us to know the proper terms and also to know the proper meaning of those terms when discussing data protection and privacy. And we're going to discuss 6 of these terms today: anonymity, pseudonymity, identity management, unlinkability, undetectability, and unobservability. The Pfitzmann and Hansen terminology you can download from this address here. The authors are Andreas Pfitzmann and Merit Hansen. Let's start discussing anonymity, and let's read the definition together. Anonymity of a subject means that the subject is not identifiable within a set of subjects, and the set of subjects is called the anonymity set. So to the right here, we have this set of subjects. We have 6 subjects there. You may recall Alice and Bob, the policeman, the fox, and I have 2 other friends that are sitting there into the set of subjects that are going to be called the anonymity set. If an action is taken by any of these elements or these participants on this anonymity set, one attacker or external observer will not be able to judge or identify who actually participated in this action. So for instance, one of those 6 participants here, or members of the set, sent a message or wrote something on the wall, then he will not be able to identify who actually did that. He will probably or will know that this action came from like this set of users, but will not be able to pinpoint who exactly did that. We can now discuss unlinkability, and let's see what unlinkability is. Unlinkability of IOIs, and IOIs means item of interest, means the attacker cannot sufficiently distinguish whether 2 or more IOIs are related or not. In this case, we have 3 different sets of IOIs: one of senders to the left, messages in the middle, and receivers on the right. If the attacker is not able to connect the senders to the messages, then we have a linkability between the senders and the messages. If I have like a linkability between the messages and the receivers, then there's a linkability into this group. It means the attacker cannot associate messages to receivers. And you have a linkability between the senders and the receivers. It means that the attacker, or Eve, that's sitting on top there, then she cannot identify who is communicating with whom. So this means there's a linkability between senders and receivers. The next item that we want to discuss is undetectability. And undetectability for an IOI means that the attacker cannot sufficiently distinguish whether existed or not. So you may think in this case, if there's a message there or if there is not a message there, Eve cannot identify or even cannot distinguish if this action or this message actually happened or not. So in this case, the attacker is not be able to do so. Stronger than detectability is unobservability. So unobservability of an IOI, or item of interest, means that the undetectability of IOI against all subjects involved in it, so not only against the attacker, but against all subjects, and the anonymity of the subjects involved in the IOI, even against the other subjects involved in the IOI. It means that you don't know if it exists or not, and that counts for everyone, and there's anonymity regarding like those that are involved in it, so you don't know who actually did that or may potentially have done that, or if this event existed or not. So that's an observability. Pseudonymity. Pseudonym is an identifier of a subject other than the one that's a subject's real name. So let's say you have different pseudonyms. These pseudonyms are not your real name, and that's like a substitute for a name or replacement for a name, and you can use that in different times or different occasions. So there are multiple types of pseudonyms, and I ask you to check the literature and take a look on the different types of pseudonyms, because this is quite key to understand how actually pseudonyms work, or like what the different types that exist and what the different properties that they have. There are like pseudonyms that are better than the others. There's some that are just a replacement for your name. So if you have a nickname or children's nickname, then the replacement, just a replacement for a name, and that's considered pseudonym. But you have something that's stronger or something that's only used only once, that's another type of pseudonym with other properties and other uses. After you have different pseudonyms, what you need is identity management. So when you start like managing your various partial identities or various pseudonyms, then you come into the world of price or identity management. And if you have an identity management that's price friend or price enhancing, then try to create some linkability between these partial IDs. So how to create like proper separation between your pseudonyms so you can use them and people cannot just link those pseudonyms against each other. So think about identity management. I have like an example here to the right. Alice has 4 different IDs or identity or partial identities. Each of them is used for different service. So some of the ones used for one social network, another for another social network, one for paying her taxes, and so forth. And this actually will come to the end of the part 1, the introduction to the Price Science Technologies module. On the second part, we're going to discuss secure communications. We're going to start with the basic question, why actually do you need secure communications? I hope to see you there. My name is Leonardo Martucci, and thanks for today.